On this particular screen, we're going to look at two examples, examples C and D, found on the top of page 37 in your study guide. We're going to look at these two questions simultaneously because the two questions initially look very similar. However, when you find the derivative, you do use a slightly different process. With question C, you've been given y is equal to the sine of x squared. If you take a look at this closely, you'll notice that we have a quadratic function, x squared, embedded within a trigonometric function. So we're going to have to use the chain rule. The chain rule states that we take the derivative of the outer portion and multiply it by the derivative of the inner portion. So y prime is going to be equal to the cosine of x squared, that's the derivative of the outer portion, times d dx of x squared, that will be the derivative of the inner portion. So y prime is equal to the cosine of x squared times 2x, and when we rearrange that, y prime is equal to 2x cosine of x squared. In example D, we've been given the function y equals sine squared x. I'm going to write this in a slightly different manner. I'm going to write it as y is equal to the sine of x all squared. When you look at it in this form, you'll notice that what we have here is a trigonometric function embedded within a quadratic function. That's contrast to example C, where we had a quadratic embedded within a trigonometric. So the chain rule states that we take the derivative of the outer portion and then multiply it by the derivative of the inner portion. So y prime is going to be equal to 2 times the sine of x raised to the 1, and then that's multiplied by d dx of sine x, that's the derivative of the inner portion. And when we complete the question, we end up with y prime is equal to 2 sine x cosine x. You should go back and look at example C and its derivative and example D and its derivative and notice the difference between the two original functions and the difference between their derivatives.